Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday, but now you're going to actually do problems on your own. Okay, so 3 lines. On top we have a factor of m, it's to the -8th power. On bottom, -6. Now if you have an m on bottom with an m on top, you can cross out the bottom and subtract -6, just like that. Okay, so I take -8 minus -6, that's -2. For now, you just need to focus on that. So if you have a negative, you don't just bring it over. You need to move it to the other side of the line. Just put your pencil, put it on the other side, and then that can be +2. You can't simplify that, but you need to put a 1. If you have the top empty, that's a fraction with a 1 on top. Okay, right here I've got a base 5, a base x, and a base y. Okay. If you don't have a line, just put everything on top. So 1, I only have one factor of 5, so no plus, don't write a plus. 1 times -4 is -4. Only one factor of x, 1 times -4 is -4. One factor of y, and then -4. Okay, then, at that point, if you have negative powers, you don't just bring those over, okay? You move that down here, so now it's +4. You move that down there, so it's +4. You move that down there, so it's +4. Then I can figure out 5 to the 4th power. 625. Times x to the 4th times y to the 4th, put a 1 on top then. Okay, next. By the way, one thing that might help is if you don't have the line, you just underline it. Okay, that might help. Okay, so factors, we got an x times a y, another x, but I don't write it twice, and another y. Nothing on bottom. Now there are 2 factors of x, so we need to put a plus sign. We have a 5th and a -9. Notice how I'm not timesing because they're not in parentheses. So then I take 5 plus -9, that's -4. Okay, now let's talk about the y. Okay, there's 2 factors of y, so you have a -6 plus 8. That's 2. Okay, now look at your exponents. This is a negative, you can't just bring it over, you need to move it down, so now it becomes 4. This is a positive, you can just bring that one over. And you can't simplify those, they're both variables, they're both letters, so that's your end expression. Okay, now the numerator on top, well, we have a 5, factor of 5, a factor of m. 5 to the 1st, not in parentheses, so it's going to be to the 1st. -4, not in parentheses, -4. Now on bottom I have a factor of n, -6. Okay. Now look at all these powers. That one right there is just brought over because it's positive. That's a negative, you can't just bring that over, that needs to go down. So it becomes +4. This here cannot just be brought over. That goes up. So then when it goes up, it becomes +6. Then 5 to the 1st is 5 times n to the 6th over m to the 4th. Okay, so I have a factor of 4, a factor of a factor of b. So 4 is to the 1, so 1 times -2 is -2. There's only one factor of a, -2 times -2 is 4. 1 times -2 is -2. Okay, so here are my powers. that can't be brought over, it's got a negative, so you bring it to the bottom, and that becomes positive 2. You can bring that one over, that's positive. You can't bring that one, you have to bring that to the bottom, 2. 4 to the second is going to be 4 times 4, 16. Then a to the fourth times b to the second. Okay, we have a factor of 5, a factor of x, a factor of y, a factor of 7, another factor of x. So let's just put a plus right there. I know I'm going to have to add. So 5, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, x. So I have negative 3 times negative 2, that's 6. And then I go find my other x, and that's a 3. So that's 9, okay? Now y, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and then 1, I don't multiply, I just put a 1, okay? Okay, negative, we don't just bring that over, that goes down. Okay, we bring that over, because if that's positive, you just bring it over. Negative, you don't bring it over, it goes down, where it becomes 4. That's positive, I can just bring that one over. Okay, 7 to the first is 7. 5 to the second is 5 times 5. 25 times x to the 9 times y to the 4th. Okay, now the next one's a tough one. First off, this is horribly written. Okay, this is an x here. So just look at the top. That's all I care about to start with. We have a factor of 7, a factor of x, a factor of y, another factor of x, so I put a plus sign. So 7 to the 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Now 1 times 2 is 2. And then negative 8. 2 plus negative 8. Negative 6. Okay, so x is to the power of negative 6. And the y, 1 times 2 is 2. Now we also have a bottom here. We have a factor of x, a factor of y, another factor of y, so I put a plus sign. Rather than put another y, I just put a plus sign because I know I'm going to have to add the powers. So I got negative 3 on x, and then y, we negative 6, and 3. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. Now, pause for a second. So let's reset. I got 7 to the second. X to the negative 6th, y to the second, x to the negative 3rd, y to the negative 3rd. I think I should probably be crossing out the x's first. That was negative 3 I just crossed out, so I minus negative 3. Just put minus negative 3. So that's negative 3. So at the very end, that x is to the negative 3rd. This is a tough one here. This y here, there's a y on top, so I can cross it out. That's negative 3, so I minus negative 3. So 2 minus negative 3 is 5. So now where are we? We got 7 to the second, x to the negative 3rd, y to the 5th. Okay, you just got to keep your head in the game here. That is positive, bring it over. That is negative, don't bring it over, bring it down, and it goes 3. That's positive, bring it over. Okay. 7 to the second, I could take 7 times 7, that'd be 49. Okay, then the last problem. By the way, if you don't have a line, you might want to just underline what you have. So we got a factor of 2, factor of x, factor of y, a factor of 5. Second factor of x, so I just put a plus sign. Second factor of y, I put a plus sign. So 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, then x, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Then on the other x, 3 times 2 is 6. So negative 4 plus 6, it's 2. Then y, 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, then your 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, now bring it over. Positive, bring it over. Positive, bring it over. And positive, bring it over. So 2 to the second, well, that's 2 times 2, that's 4. And I can also figure out 5 to the second. Do those right away, okay? The ones you can actually figure out, don't write the letters till the end. Times x second times y to the 8th, so 4 times 25. That's 100. Okay, that's the end. Okay, do the best job you can, please.